What did you first think when you heard that Dr. Ramsland was teaching Bryan Kohberger?
Um, I found out Friday after Kohberger's arrest. Actually saw somebody mention Dr. Ramsland on Twitter, and then I realized, there was a connection there through DeSales University. Um, like personally, my first reaction was just like my stomach churned, and I literally physically got ill. I live with chronic PTSD, so anything unexpected can really throw me. And knowing that there was now a connection back to Ramsland and she connects to my father, um, it was just a lot because I've been pretty invested in the Idaho case. I've been keeping up with the news and the true crime community. I've been quietly invested in the case. And so I was pretty shocked to find out that there was a connection to Ramsland and potentially a connection to my father, but we're going to have to wait and see.
Do you think he may have had any sort of communication with your father?
Um, Kohberger could definitely have had communication with my father. It's very common for criminology students, and in general, the true crime community, or just fans or people that are curious in general, to contact my father via mail. And occasionally they do speak to him on the phone. Knowing how personally connected Ramsland is to my father, I would not be surprised if Kohberger had at least tried to write my father. Um, we're going to need to see letters. I mean, potentially, if Kohberger has contacted my father, there would be letters in Kohberger's house and also in my father's jail cell. I do think if there's a connection made, the FBI definitely need to go speak to my father. Um, I wouldn't be surprised if there's one, but I, I need proof. So, people just kind of saying, okay, Kohberger was influenced by your father. Well, obviously we know he studied my father in criminology classes. He probably studied him heavier since he had Ramsland as a professor. Um, but we need to find out if there's a deeper connection. It concerns me. Um, my father's had several mail violations and various violations, including cyber stalking me. So it concerns me that my father continues to have access to the public, and the public has access to my father.
Knowing what you know about Dr. Ramsland, I mean, do you think she may have had an inclination that something was off with Kohberger because she studied your father so closely and has been studying serial killers for so long?
I mean, at this point, we need to believe that Ramsland, in good faith, didn't have any clue that Kohberger was capable of this form of deviance. I mean, I have questions about how did he get into the master's and PhD programs. Um, I have questions about was he background checked? Did his supposed drug use or previous drug use, was that taken in consideration? On the other hand, after being raised by a psychopath, I do know that they can hide very easily. Um, that they can put on several masks and basically change how they're interacting with you, mimic you. Um, Basically, a lot of times they're saying to you what they think you want to hear. Um, so I would assume Kohberger held himself in a certain way, um, in a professional educational setting. I'm kind of shocked how far he's made it into the criminology fields. But it's happened before. My father has a criminal justice degree. D'Angelo, Golden State Killer, he has one. Bundy, I believe, studied criminal law. So it happens. I mean, you can be an expert on psychopaths and they're still going to trick you.